Hello Smash Com Tourney of Tourneys fans, and welcome to Beta League number 1. So, what you're asking in Series 3 is what's the difference between the Alpha League and the Beta League, and I'm here to tell you. The Alpha League is the top 4 fighters from each team, and the Beta League is the 4 bottom fighters from each team, which includes 2 new draft fighters who had to fight their way into this tournament. So they could be returning fighters who aren't very good, like the other Beta League fighters, or they could be brand new fighters, and we do have some, and I'm here to talk you through it. So let's crack on, and welcome back for episode 2 of Series 3. I've never put it like that. It's a new thing. And first up, we have brand new fighter Inkling versus Incineroar. So Inkling has obviously never fought in the main leagues before. She fights now for the Cockadoodle Dudes versus Incineroar from the Fossil Fuels. Incineroar, who I always thought would be so much better. And here he is. But yeah, hi Inkling. Now, last time we played out, I was mentioning starfighters during the tourney. During the fights, should I say. But now I'm going to save it until the end part when they win. And then tell you if there's a starfighter. Because that's where I realised I'm going to edit it. Okay? I'm learning a lot. And so far, it is Incineroar doing the most damage, but this is a dodgy level. A really dodgy level. And Incineroar has picked up an extra stock, so... Oh, he's dropped it now. Nothing to talk about with that one. Now, how do these guys fare? Obviously, they've never fought before. And the Cockadoodle Dudes actually usually beat the Fossil Fuels. I'm a man of many facts. No. I've had a really long day. So I'm like half asleep. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. And what I really want to do is... I feel like Incineroar's about to win. Okay, Incineroar has won-ish. I mean, I can't say it because it's not over. But obviously what I'm going to do today is just talk more about our Ultimate Dream Team. Teams. Opponents. I can't think what to call it. Anyway, I know these two begin with I, so it's going to be easy to find. So Incineroar is now 15 for 16, and Inkling is out, unfortunately. So that is great news for anyone who has Incineroar. Obviously, it would have showed you on the screen, but I am happy to tell you that there are 2 people. We have King K. Rosie, our returning champion for King K. Rules, and Benny P. and the Push Trap Patriots. I'm going to give you one every tournament, and that's it. So Incineroar wins and goes up to 46. So now he's 1 place behind Inkling. Who did I put 1 loss for Inkling? Yeah, I must have done. Yeah, I did. He says. Anyway, we now have Palutena from the Energy Source. One of the Energy Source's pros in Series 1. Obviously has slipped down into the Beta League and faces Piranha Plant, who, for the Cockadoodle Dudes, I thought would be a lot higher, but they're not. So that's that one. So anyway, let's find someone who has Piranha Plant. And I know that one of those is Benny P. And as I've given you a mention already, I might as well fulfill the rest of your mention by revealing your Beta League team, in which you have a dead Piranha Plant. We're going to go back to you. Because there are people who do have Palutena. Oh, I forgot to see if anyone had... Okay, no one all-starred... Starfighted, All-Star, Starfighter, Captain, all same thing. No one Starfighted Incineroar, and no one has Starfighted Palutena. But there is a few people who have Palutena, like the exact same 2 who had Incineroar. So Rosie and Benny P both have Palutena. That's a great start for you guys, by the way. So I could have finished off your team. Benny P, I'm going to come back to you. As Palutena wins for the Energy Source, which I really needed. But Piranha Plant out. And this, actually, I'm going to hold fire because this is a Crystal League match in which we have Sora, my boy, who I've been waiting for to be in the tourney for quite a while, fighting off against Ridley, who, in this Crystal League match, they fought each other in the drafting and Ridley destroyed Sora. But the level did benefit Ridley. And I can tell you now that both of these fighters, I believe, have been picked as Starfighters. But I'm not going to tell you by who. Instead, we're going to watch this Emerald League play out. And at the moment, Sora has not landed a hit on Ridley. To be honest, Ridley's his jinx fighter. And it's not looking good for our boy's first tournament, who still can't land an attack, and Ridley is dominating. Picks up a Pokeball. It's an Eevee. Can Sora dodge? Sora can attack once, though. Oh, combo. Up to 28%. Come on, Sora, you've got this. I said I wouldn't be biased, but let's not forget I'm allowed to be if it comes to an Energy Source fighter. And Sora just so happened to draft for the Energy Source, which makes my life heavenly. Whereas Ridley obviously was drafted for the Fossil Fuels. And the Fossil Fuels usually do beat the Energy Source. 23 times. 24 times. And Sora is out. So let's go to Ridley. Give him his first win. And unfortunately for Sora, he didn't get that win. And to be honest, I was not hopeful for it anyway. So Ridley is now 1 win for 0. Moves up to 37th. And the reveal that, obviously you guys have already seen, that someone has starfighted Ridley. Actually, 2 people have starfighted Ridley. We have Rachel from the pit crew has captained Ridley. What a day. And not to mention Gizmo United, and Gizmo has also captained Ridley, and that was a phenomenal pick because Sora can't beat Ridley and failed against him before, and obviously it was a Crystal League win as well, so there's lots going on. I'm going to let this one play out. We've got DK from Gorilla Limon versus brand new fighter Kazuya from the Fossil Fuels, but I need to quickly go on to the Crystal Leagues, and Ridley gets his second win, which happens to be against Sora again. Ugh. I wanted Sora in these leagues, and now it's just going to be painful, isn't it? Ugh. But anyway, someone's in trouble here, and it looks like DK. So anyone who has DK, he is out, and I'm pretty sure that no one has Kazuya. Let me check that fact. No one picked Kazuya. Absolute Tekken legend. As he wipes DK aside, who falls to his death, and only one person had DK, and I'm pretty sure it is Limon La Vida Loca. It is Jamie, always loyal to Gorilla Limon and DK, but gonna have a bad time. Now, did I do DK's loss? I didn't do DK's loss, so he's gonna be in big trouble. Now remember, if you come in the bottom 8, you'll be pushed straight into the Delta League, which is the second part of the drafting. And if you come in the bottom, at the bottom, but the top 8, so if there were 16 fighters, the top 8, you would go into the Gamma League. Lots of words with no meanings because I've got so much going on. But those bottom 16 places are the people who could get relegated. So you want to avoid the bottom 8 and then the bottom 8 above that bottom 8. God, Scott, it's too confusing. Why is it so confusing? That's why. Anyway, Kazuya gets the win for the Fossil Fuels, who have 3 fighters through already, and is currently ranked in 37th, 1 place above Ridley, who Kazuya faces in the next round. And the reason I mentioned relegation is because DK is in the bottom 8 now, so DK's in big trouble and could get relegated. But there is 7 tournaments left, so he could also be MVP by the end of this. We just never know. But now we have Marth, who is still at the Energy Source, who have Palutena through, but need to get someone else through, as the Cosmo Vipers have Captain Falcon, who is their first fighter up today, he says. I don't know how it works. But anyway, let's have a look. It is all going on. So, who's that? Oh yeah, no one had Kazuya. Anyone have Marth and Captain Falcon? Or anyone have Captain Falcon? No one has starfighted Captain Falcon, but a few people do have him. We have Limon La Vida Loca, Jay. It's turning back round for you. And our first place team currently, which is Third Lemon and the Fruity Fellas, with a win there of Captain Falcon. Continuing success. Captain Falcon's now 4 for 8. Now, let's not forget that he missed Series 2 because he was relegated, but he fought his way back in. So it's good to see Captain Falcon back. Sucks to see Marth lose, though, because she's one of our own. He's one of our own. I always think Marth's a girl. Really sorry. Really sorry. Always thought that from like Smash Bros. Melee. Next up is Falco versus Wario. Falco, who is one of our most popular characters to have been picked in Ultimate Dream Team, fighting for the Gun Tech this series versus Wario, who got drafted again for the Shroom Dogs. Now, Benny P, do you have Falco? You don't have Falco, so I'm not going to talk about you this time, but let's talk about someone who does have Falco. For example, I can't think who I spoke about last time. And you've got time. Let's go with OG Nath and his new team. Wait, what? And in the Beta League, you have picked Marth, who you just lost, unfortunately, Lucario, Bowser. I was getting confused with Bowser there because obviously I made a mistake with Bowser. But you have Bowser and you have Falco, who is demolishing Wario for anyone who picked Wario, which is no one. Well, I don't blame you, it's pretty rubbish. And Falco wins, so for the 6 teams who have Falco, which is We Will Rock You, Mega Drive, Gizmo United, wait, what? Obviously Nathan, who I just spoke about. And then we've got Big Nath as well, also has Falco, and the Bundesquad, Jordan with Falco. Lots of Falco shout-outs there. He's now on 10 for 16. He's in 60 seconds, so he's moved up 1, which is pretty good for him. And poor old Wario, if I can find him. 11 for 17, the same stats as DK and goes below DK. So another loss there for the Shroom Dogs as Falco gets by and faces Captain Falcon in the next round for a Topaz Crystal League match. So I will check out those stats in a minute, but first we have Roy the Boy. It's time. Let me quickly check that. Captain Falcon has 1 fight, Falco has 1 fight. Not that exciting. So we move on to the Shroom Dogs is Roy the Boy, the most legendary fighter this season, picked by not just Longboy Bob, but also Austin has picked Roy the Boy just because he ran out of ducks. But faces off against Rosalina for the Cosmo Vipers, and again, both of these fighters have been picked as star fighters. Now, you have to guess who Roy the Boy has been captained by. Oh god, yeah, Longboy Bob, let's talk about your team. It's got to be done. And the Star Roys, Return of the Roy die. You've got Piranha Plant, who is out. You've got Joker, which is a great pick for the Gorilla Limon. Lucina from the Gun Tech. And, of course, Roy the Boy, who has won you a Starfighter extra point. And I don't think anyone except you saw that coming, as Roy the Boy, the legend, is starting this tournament with an absolute bang as he moves from 64th to 64th. Obviously that was going to happen, but Rosalina 13 for 17, and that sucks for anyone who has Rosalina or Starfighted Rosalina, but we all know who has Starfighted Roy the Boy, and that is Longboy Bob. So extra points for you, my friend. Happy days, and congratulations for putting the trust in to the legend himself. Yeah, we love to see that. We love to see that. Anyway, next up is Luigi versus Roy. So, Luigi for the Cosmo Vipers, drafted by them. I can't think if he was in them before. I could find out, but I'm not going to. Versus Roy from the Gun Tech. Both of these fighters were drafted in the Gamma League, so they're the 7th fighter from each team. Both very low ranked. Ranked 60 for Luigi, 61 for Roy. And now it's time to reveal Benny P's teams. I've still yet to do it, and I said that I would. So you have Roy, of course, which is why I said that I would mention you, because you've lost Piranha Plant, you've got Incineroar and Palutena through, you just need Roy through now, who's beaten Luigi, and only one person maybe has Luigi? One person has Luigi. And that's Molly. So sorry, Molly, Luigi is out and Roy wins. Now, did anyone Starfighter Roy? Doesn't look like it, he says. No, I got it right. So Roy gets through 11 for 16. That's a great start for Roy, who I always thought would be so much better. But then again, I thought Luigi would be better. But Luigi slips down to 62nd, whilst Roy moves up 3 places and almost out of those bottom 8 places into D1 tier. And a new returning fighter with Ness. who is chilling. Oh, we've got Roy versus Roy next. Oh my god, that is going to be contagious. We have Ness, who now fights for the Cockadoodle Dudes, was once part of the energy source, and Snake for the red robots. Let's talk about someone who has Snake, because I know he is always popular. Not as popular as before. We have two ends of the scale. We have top place, Fruity Fellas, and Third Lemon has Snake, but so does Nippleback and Chode. And I was just about to talk about you, Chode, but Ness has won and has knocked Snake out straight away. Good choice to ditch Snake for whoever ditched Snake, who's now 17 for 17. But now we have Ness, and no one has starfighted Ness. I don't even know if anyone's got Ness. Has anyone got Ness? Let's have a look. Yes, few people have. Fruity Fellas, Third Lemon. Oh, you had Snake as well, though, so, you know, you still got to win. And Gizwoo as well. You have Ness. You have Ridley, Falco, and Ness through, so that is a good start for you, Giz. Ness in. Who's next? Joker versus Rob, so this is a pretty cool fight here. Let me just see if Ness has moved up. Yeah, Ness has moved up. I've done it right. So we have Joker for Gorilla Limon. Their brand new fighter, of course, so big hopes there for Joker, but he does face the highest ranked Beta League fighter, which is Rob from the Red Robots. And the robots usually demolish the Limon. They've won 20 times, the Limon have won 11. So shout outs to anyone who actually picked Joker. Quite a few people did, actually. 4 people. Roy, Longboy Bob, Big Nath, Jordan. You've moved up by 4 ranks at the moment, my friend. That's because of Falco. And is that it? Oh, you've got Rob as well. Oh, okay. It's looking good for you, mate. Limon La Vida Loca as well. Jamie picking his brand new Gorilla Limon draft fighter. And Jamie, let's talk about your team and who you have. You actually have Wii Fit Trainer. You have Joker, of course. DK, who is out, but you also have Captain Falcon, who is through. So Joker winning here would have you 2 wins. And Joker has won and knocks out the highest ranking Beta League fighter. It's a lot to say. I speak very fast. Joker out. Rob, stats now 17 for 16. And Joker gets through for Gorilla Limon and faces off against Ness in the next round. That's great. Moves up to 37th. Great to see. Did anyone starfighter him? No one did. Well, that's okay. That happens. Lucario versus Mega Man. Lucario for the Shroom Dogs. Newly appointed to the Shroom Dogs, of course. And Mega Man, who left the Shroom Dogs and has gone to the Fossil Fuels. Welcome, Mega Man. Welcome, Lucario. No one has starfighted any of these fighters, but surely one of you out there has got one of these. Maybe not Lucario, actually. What tier is Lucario in? I don't know, actually. I've not wrote it down on this. It doesn't look like anyone's picked Lucario. He could be a non-picker. I don't know what to call them. But Mega Man, let's look at Mega Man. Mega Drive, Jimmy, you've got Mega Man. And so has Nippleback and Chode. Oh yeah, it's all going on. I've realised there's so much going on here. Lucario wins anyway. Sorry to anyone with Mega Man, who was Mega Drive, and Nippleback as well, Chode. Chode, you have got Ridley through, so it's not all doom and gloom just yet. Lucario for the win, 15 for 16. And beats Mega Man, who's now 17 for 17. A great win there for Lucario. What a time to get rid of Lucario, just as he comes onto a winning streak. And quite a few people have Cloud and Bowser, so up they step. Cloud, newly appointed to Gorilla Limon, who... How are they getting on? Oh, they've lost DK and got Joker through. They've still got Greninja and Cloud to fight. Obviously, the Shroom Dogs as well, with 2 fighters through, with Roy the Boy and Lucario. So this could be a 3rd fighter through for the Shroom Dogs. Now... Okay, we potentially have a starfighter through here. Anyone have Cloud? Cloud's always popular because Cloud's so cool. Boom Makalaka Makawawi having only 3. I thought you had more than that. Only 3 Beta League fighters with Sora, Cloud, and Greninja. Sora's out. We've still got Greninja to go. And Cloud, of course, but Cloud is currently struggling. Needs to be a really good Pokeball. It's not really, and it's not in a good place either. So it looks like Bowser could dominate here. They're right near the edge of the stage. Cloud's holding on somehow. I'm not really sure how. Oh no, he's dead now. Sorry. Cloud's gone. There he goes. That Pokemon is deadly. I don't know what it's called, but it's deadly. Cloud, 13 for 17. Goes from 50th to 53rd. Whereas Bowser is going to move above that. 12 for 15 is now 51st. Well done, Bowser. Who gets through for the Shroom Dogs and faces off against fellow Shroom Dog in the next round. Lucario. And here comes Greninja versus Wii Fit Trainer. Greninja, obviously, for Gorilla Limon. And Wii Fit Trainer for the Cockadoodle Dude. Let's have a little check on them. Okay. Maybe a couple of people have got Wii Fit Trainer. Don't know. Maybe. What about Greninja? Rosie, you have both of these. Wii Fit Trainer and Greninja. Makawawi, you've got Greninja. Nippleback moving into 15th from 16th. As poor old Team Nuggets and Molly, your team, no fighters through at the moment. You still have Mario. Let's have a look at your team quickly. Mario, Sora, who's out, Rosalina, who's out, and Luigi, who's out. Very loyal to the Cosmo Vipers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Cosmo Vipers in your team. And you are the only person who supports the Cosmo Vipers, so I respect your loyalty in all aspects of life, but you're banking on Mario now. This is always going to be a close level, this. It's going to be high percentages because you can't really get whacked off the level, but you can, like, burn or get killed by the spikes, so it's looking weak for Greninja at the moment and good for anyone who has Wii Fit Trainer. So I mentioned Rosie, you have Wii Fit Trainer. Jamie, you also have Wii Fit Trainer, and finally so does Ash, who, let's not forget, picked the Starfighter who won the first Alpha League, which was Steve. 1-2, 1-2. Sorry that I just shouted 1-2, my microphone just stopped and I realised I was live. Ah dear. See him behind the scenes now. Anyway, Greninja wins and Wii Fit Trainer is out, which is terrible news for those who Starfighted Wii Fit Trainer, which is obviously a few of the people that I mentioned. Greninja, 10 wins to 16, gets a win for Gorilla Limon, and Wii Fit Trainer out straight away, 17 for 17. Good old Greninja. Now, 61st. And could go into a Ruby Crystal League match if Zelda manages to beat Yoshi here. Zelda, from the Gumtech, has been in the Gumtech since the very start, versus Yoshi, newly appointed to the Energy Source. So I've got to root for Yoshi. And I'm pretty sure Yoshi is a differential, and possibly Zelda too, actually. Yeah, Third Lemon has Zelda. And no one else does. So this is Third Lemon versus, I'm pretty sure, the Mighty Clucks and Big Nath. You have Yoshi and are the only person to have Yoshi. So this is a one-on-one here. Crucial points. Hello everyone, sorry to interrupt, but this is Scott from the future. Just telling you that for the next, I think it's 1 minute and 6 seconds, I did lose sound. So you can just listen to the music, enjoy what comes, and hopefully I will be back soon. But this is what it would be like if I wasn't here. Enjoy the awkward silence.
future is not written.
And would you look at that, the microphone did freeze. Now, I'm not sure at this point how much we've lost, but we are going to crack on with Mario from the Cosmo Vipers versus Crom. Crom's first fight for the Red Robots. Let's go. Let's press play. We are on the move. I hate it when that happens. I have to really watch it. Anyway, hi. I don't know what's going on. Who's got Mario? Oh, Molly, you've got Mario. But has anyone picked Crom? Yes, Mega Drive. Jimmy, you've picked Crom. You've also picked... No, Ash, you've also picked Crom. That's great news. Jimmy, I don't know if I've spoken about Mega Drive yet, but you've got, in this division, Mega Man, who's unfortunately out. But you also have Crom, who's fighting now, Bowser, who's 1-1, and Falco, who's 1-1. And you're currently in second, so you're doing well. Consistently well, Jimmy. Can't remember where you come last series. Third, maybe? Currently, you are behind first place by 3 wins. Third Lemon with a massive lead, and Mario is out. So Crom gets that win, which is really cool. Anyone starfighted Crom? No, no one has. A lot of similar starfighters in this division so far, in this league, should I say. So Crom with the win, and Mario is out, which isn't good for Team Nuggets. Sorry, Miles. Bad times. 16 for 16 for Mario, who moves down to 40th. And we see Crom get through, who struggled for so long to get into the main league. And now here he is, facing off against Lucina in the next round, which we are just about to enter. I don't think there's any Crystal League matches. Oh yeah, there's one Topaz League match, but that's not that exciting. But anyway, we have Incineroar versus Palutena. And has anyone... I've probably said it already about Incineroar. I won't say it again. I've already said it. And Palutena. Maybe I should talk about one of your teams. Who has Palutena? Let's have a look. No. I don't know who to talk about, but I'll tell you who I haven't spoken about. That's Jordan and the Bunda squad, and you've moved up 4 ranks at the moment. You don't have any of these fighters, but you do have left Joker and Falco. Rob is out, and Rosalina is out. And Incineroar is out, which doesn't matter to you, but that is good news for Rosie, who had Incineroar and Palutena, so not that good news. Oh, and so did Benny P. You literally both had those fighters, so nothing really exciting happened there. You've got some wins, which is always good news. And losses don't count, remember, so only wins to gain. As Incineroar still not reaching the heights he should, but great news for Palutena for the energy source, who is now 49th and gets a win for the source, so can't complain. Now this fight should be awesome, which is Ridley versus Kazuya. Oh yeah, now we're talking. So both fossil fuels fighters, both brand newly drafted into the fossil fuels. And we know a few people have Richter, as we covered it last time. The Pit Crew and Gizmo United. No one has Kazuya. Has anyone else got Richter? Ridley? Get it right eventually. Anyone else got Ridley? Yes, Chode, you've got Ridley, so you're going to need this win as well. I can't think if I spoke about your team or not, but you still have in. You've lost Snake, you've lost Mega Man, but you've got Ridley, Bowser and Greninja in, so that may help you climb the charts, as it were. Molly, I've just looked at your team again. You've only had one fighter win at the moment, and that's Ice Climbers, so it's lucky you trusted in them, but not a fantastic start, for sure. And I don't know what, it was a Pokemon, it was a Lugia, one of my favourite Pokemon, actually intervened and killed Kazuya, meaning that Ridley gets through. And to be honest, I probably would have put money on Ridley, because Ridley just looks like such a beast. Won the Delta League, so that already showed that Ridley would be good. And obviously now I've shouted out Ridley, he's probably going to lose in the next round. However, congratulations to Gizmo United and the pit crew who have both captained Ridley. And that's going to be money moves for you, girls. Ish. You're up there. Anyway, Captain Falcon for the Cosmo Vipers versus Falco for the Gumtech in a Topaz Crystal League match. Both of them have won to their name. But a lot of people have Falco, as we said before. But who has Captain Falcon? Do we remember? We do. The Fruity Fellas and Jamie in the Vida Loca. All to pay for. I love that, because Captain Falcon got relegated, but people still have faith in him. Actually, that's the same as Falco, though. Okay, we've got no argument there. I think Falco's actually been relegated twice. The Star Fox team have not done too well in this game, but Falco is looking pretty good at the moment. It was a good pick by the looks of things. I definitely have spoken too early there, haven't I? God damn it. Oh, no, it's not over yet. This is a good fight. Falco's picked up a Master Ball and has dropped it down the hole. The big hole in the floor. Master Ball gone. That could have been a winner for Falco there, who's now going to struggle to fight back. But has a Star Rod. Ooh, that's a good block. And that's an amazing kick by Captain Falcon, who gets that win. So once again, that is great news for Third Lemon, who is now on 15 wins, and Falco losing. Sorry to everyone who has Falco. Shocker to see him go. As Captain Falcon wins his second Crystal League fight. Is he going to steal it away from Ice Puns? Sorry, I got carried away because there's a really exciting fight coming up. And we know who it is. It's the Roy versus Roy for the first ever time. Roy the Boy from the Shroom Dogs and Roy from the Gumtech. And there's so much Roy. Look at all the Roy on the screen. And let's go. It's got to be for Long Boy Bob. Let's go, Roy the Boy. The hero that is. Getting those Starfighter points. Because Roy the Boy got drafted, that meant that Hero didn't get invited. An excellent fighter, would have been a brand new fighter, didn't get in because of Roy the Boy. So I hope you make it count, RTD. Well, so far so good. He's winning. He's getting all the items, which is good. I think he's won. He's won. He's won in style. He threw the Star Rod at Roy, and Roy the Boy wins. This is this is awesome. Who doesn't want to see Roy the Boy win? Let's face it. More points for you, Long Boy Bob. As obviously you've Starfighted Roy the Boy, which I called you a nut job for. Absolute nut job. But here we are. Gone from 64th to 64th. How many points is he? He is 2 wins off of Falco at the moment. So, that would have been good if Falco got through. That would have been a proper good grudge match. Anyway, next up is Ness from the Cockadoodle Dudes and Joker, both drafted fighters. Ness drafted in the Delta League and Joker drafted in the Gamma League, which technically means Joker is better. So let's see how he gets on for grilling him on. And have I missed any Starfighters? I haven't, but a lot of you have Starfighted the same fighter, which was obviously Falcon. I say a lot of you, it's only like 3. But it feels like a lot. So all we've got left Starfighter wise is Roy the Boy for Star Roy's, of course, and Ridley. That's it, yeah, that is it. So only double points available for those 2 fighters who could face each other in the semi-finals. And so far, Joker is doing very well. Can we choose a warp start? No. Looks like Ness is going to win now. Ness has picked up his final smash. But Joker was dodging it. And it looks like it could be over. Almost. But Ness gets the win for the Cockadoodle Dudes as we lose Joker 1 for 1. It's an alright start. But even better for Ness, who's now 6 for 8. Was 52nd, now 50th. Which is pretty good, if you ask me. Ness, now 50th. So who's through at the moment? We've got the Energy Source through, the Fossil Fuels, the Cosmo Vipers, Shroom Dogs, and Cockadoodle Dudes. So loads of different teams through. And we're going to get another Shroom Dog through here. Oh, it's going to be tight. By the end of this round, there will be someone who hasn't got a fighter through. Next up is the Limon versus the Source. Limon needing a fighter through. And then the Tech versus the Robots, and none of them have a fighter. So if the Limon get through, it's literally going to be between the Tech and the Robots. Last season's winners, the Robots, remember. And how's Bowser going to do? I almost put Bowser in the Alpha League. Who remembers that? Awkward 5 minutes. He's going to win the Beta League now, though. Look at that. That is an amazing attack. And well done to anyone who has Bowser. Which is OG Nath, you've got Bowser. Jimmy, you've got Bowser. And also Chode, you've got Bowser. Chode, it's getting much better for you. You've got a few fighters here. Anyway, Bowser, 13 for 15. And Lucario, who is 15 for 17 now, moves down to 47th, which is just above relegation. But Bowser is 50th. So still in relegation, but on his way out. You go, Bowser. He faces Ness in the next round. A lot of these fighters haven't fought before, so these are like brand new fights. And here's another. Greninja versus Yoshi. Gorilla Limon versus Energy Source. The Limon have beaten the Source 17 times. The Source have beaten the Limon only 7. That's chaos, right? That's chaos. Oh yeah, I was trying to think where the video stopped. If the video stopped, by the way, I was meant to mention, because it's the next round, that Lucina beat Corin. I don't know if you guys saw that. We'll find out at the very end. Anyway, a couple of people picking Greninja. Only one person picking Yoshi. So Big Nath, you're going to be rooting for Yoshi, but Greninja, where are you at? Anyone picked you? I probably mentioned it already, but the pit crew, Rachel, you have Greninja, and so does ex-champ King K Rules, King K Rosie. It's all happening. Chode, obviously, because you're doing really well at the moment, and Boon Makalaka, Makawawi. Mac, I can't think if we spoke about your team. I don't know if we're going to. I think we did. If we didn't, I'll mention you in the next tournament. But Greninja wins and knocks out Yoshi. So this is really happening for you, Chode and Nippleback. Chode Kroger, that is, everyone. Chode Kroger. A returning Ultimate Dream Team. What's the word? What's the word? Entry. Fighter. I can't think what it's called. I've gone blind. Anyway, Yoshi is now 4 for 9, so it's in 56th. But Greninja, who gets the win for the Gorilla Limon, is up to 57th now, which is still pretty low to relegation. Still in the second tier of relegation, which is bad. But anyway, we have Lucina versus Chrom. 2 Fire Emblem fighters, which isn't a rarity, obviously, because there's so many Fire Emblem fighters. But Lucina for the Gumtech versus Chrom for the Red Robots. Here we go. And like I said before, someone has Chrom, I'm sure. A few people have Chrom Mega Drive. Ash, we will rock you. Oh, you're the only 2. Fair enough. And Lucina is only 1, and that is Longboy Bob, who has Roy the Boy. And that's it. Left in, because Joker's out. Joker? Yeah. But still, climbing the ranks. Longboy Bob moving up 5 places. Chode moving up 6, though. That's crazy. And that's good news for you, Longboy Bob, and the Star Wars Return of the Roy Die, as Lucina gets the win. 16 for 16. She's now gone up to 42nd, and Chrom loses his second fight. 1 for 1. Moves back to 41st, which is fine. That happens. Anyway, Lucina is in and faces off against Greninja before, and she has beaten Greninja before. So, she is the favourite there. But now we move into round 3. And the Red Robots are the only team to not have anyone through, which is not good for the ex-champions. But first, we have the Energy Source versus the Fossil Fuels, and Palutena versus Ridley. It's crunch time. And let's not forget, couple of you still Starfighted Ridley. So it's all to play for here, if you want those bonus points. There's an assist trophy there. Is Ridley going to get it? Ridley is going to get it. And currently, he is beating Palutena, but not by much. This assist trophy doesn't seem to be doing too well in this level. Oh, Ridley. Ridley. It's chaotic. What a fighter. Oh, but Palutena's picked up a missile cannon thing that can really do some damage, but it doesn't matter because Ridley has knocked Palutena for 6. The energy source are out, but most importantly, Ridley gets through 3 for 0. What a force to be reckoned with. So that'll be 6 points to whoever has picked Ridley as their Starfighter, which I'm sure I've mentioned a few times, but I cannot remember right now. Ridley moves up to 23rd, which is pro position. Definitely an Alpha League fighter in the making. And that's great news for Gears and great news for Rachel. As we now have Captain Falcon for the Cosmo Vipers versus the Shroom Dogs legendary fighter, Roy the Boy, who, against all odds, is still going strong. I'm really not sure how, but we love to see it. It's good for Long Boy Bob. And if Roy the Boy gets through, then there will be a semi-final for the Starfighters, which means that one Starfighter would be in the final, but it all depends on Roy the Boy here. He's picked up a Ditto, but Roy the Boy falls to his death. Back to the good old days as Roy the Boy loses. I felt the comeback was on. I felt it was coming, but it didn't. And Captain Falcon wins. So well done to anyone who has Captain Falcon. That's a phenomenal start as he faces off against Ridley next round, and Ridley's beaten the Falcon before. The irony. Right, next up is Ness versus Bowser. Ness for the Cock-a-doodle Dudes, Bowser for the Shroom Dogs. These guys are square. The Dudes and the Shroom Dogs have faced each other 22 times, 11 each. So who's going to take that victory to join the Fossil Fuels and the Cosmo Vipers in the finals? We shall see. Oh, Roy the Boy. Still, that was worth a captain pick there, Bob. Oh, there is invincibility there, and Bowser's gone for it. This is looking troublesome for Ness. Really troublesome. Is Ness going to survive here? He is going to survive. And the invincibility is worn off, so Ness is still in the game here. That was close though. Ness is jumping into a brick. Played too much Mario. Yeah, Ness is in serious trouble. He doesn't seem to want to attack. Yeah. Okay, Bowser looked like he was going to win that from the start, which is pretty shocking. As Bowser moves up to 47th and out of relegation, and Ness slips the ranks. 6 for 9, 53rd. Now, obviously, because I said before, Ness missed a tournament, missed Series 2, so he wasn't drafted, so that's why his stats are a lot lower than everyone else's. If you was wondering why. If you wasn't wondering why, well, now you know. Okie dokie. So next up is Greninja from Gorilla Limon versus the Guntex Lucina. Who's this going to benefit? That's what I want to know.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, Longboy Bob, you've still got Lucina in your team. I can't think if we looked at your team or not. I don't like mentioning people twice, you see. So maybe next time. Anyway, Greninja. Let's go. He's really hanging on for dear life there. Lucina is currently dominating. Pretty sure every time Lucina's in the Beta League, in the first tournament, she comes first or second. Which may not happen here, but it may also happen here. There's a bus. There's a bus that wants to take Lucina away. It did, but it's not killed her. That big dragon hasn't killed Greninja, but it has done Greninja damage. Oh, I thought Lucina was out there. This is carnage. I can't even commentate. good news for you, Bob and the Staroids, as the Gumtech get through. Lucina beating Greninja once more. 17 for 16. Now beating Greninja twice. And Greninja is out of the game. Now the good news is, one of you out there is going to have a fighter in the final. Congratulations. Second good news is Bowser faces Lucina in a Citron Crystal League match, which is pretty dead, I think. Yeah, none of them have a win. There's only been one fight. No, 2 fights. Anyway, semi-final time. Ridley versus Captain Falcon. Fossil Fuels versus Cosmo Vipers for that finale spot. And like I said, Ridley, who won the Delta League, has beaten Captain Falcon before, so Ridley is surely the favourite here. Sometimes there's these fighters in the Beta League who just look very good, and Ridley is one of them. And I keep saying it, but Ridley could also lose. No, the assist trophy has killed Captain Falcon, and I'm not that shocked by it. I can say that now he's through, but Ridley wins 4 for 0 at the moment, currently in 20th position, and Captain Falcon loses in the semi-final, 6 for 9, goes down to 53rd, but we see Ridley continue a winning streak from that Delta League. And Ridley was the worst fighter in Series 2. He was bottom. He took 0 damage in the Delta League, so he was ranked the very lowest. Wasn't even in the main leagues. Terrible. Now, he hasn't lost in Series 3. That's how good he's doing. And here we are with a Crystal League match between Bowser and Lucina. Bowser for the Shroom Dogs, Lucina for the Gumtech. Who needs this more when it comes to the teams? Oh, both teams are 3rd and 4th at the moment, so really moved up. So Red Robots are currently in 7th. That's terrible. Only above one team. This is the energy source, obviously. Who's going to get this Crystal League win to get themselves on the map? Bowser does have big hits, but Lucina does well in these positions. And Bowser's in trouble. Lucina gets through. Long Boy Bob, you are into the final. Lucina, 18 for 16, faces off against Ridley in the finals. And Bowser loses, 14 for 16. And here we go. The moment we've all been waiting for. The finale. So, there's 10 places between these guys. Lucina is 30th, Ridley is 20th. And let's just remind ourselves who has Ridley. Gizmo United, the Pit Crew, and Chode, Nippleback. You literally all have Ridley. 2 of you, the Pit Crew and Gizmo United, have Starfighted Ridley. So if Ridley wins this, you will get those 10 points. The 5 points for his wins and the 5 extra points for picking him as your Starfighter. But he has to beat Lucina. That's good. That's it. Ridley is an absolute tank as he wins the first Beta League tournament, and that is incredible for anyone who has picked Ridley, who currently is unbeaten in Series 3. Moves to 18th, which is crazy, because now, if he loses in the next tournament, it's still 5 to 1, so he's still going to be doing extremely well. Lucina, 18 for 17, and that is a complete and utter shock as Ridley... I forgot to mention Lucina obviously got that Crystal League match as well, so let's not discredit Lucina. I'm quickly, got there in the end, going to add that to Lucina. Well done for beating Bowser. But mainly, well done to Ridley, and well done to anyone who picked Ridley as part of their Starfighter choice in their Ultimate Dream Team, because you would have got super uber amount of points, and obviously I'm going to cover that right now. So let's get straight over to the archives, let's go through the usuals, and I am looking forward to seeing where everyone stands. So after doing at least 4 seconds of research, I discovered that Lucina has won a silver medal, so second place, in every single series, and just one. So she's won 3 silvers. Just a useless fact for you there. Basically, she always bottles it. Never gets the duh. So we are now going to look at everything we usually look at. So the fighters' overall ranking, and probably the most exciting part of the top here is that Ridley has moved up to 18th. So has moved 25 places, which means that Ridley is currently the top Beta League fighter. Overtakes Rob by quite a bit. There's Rob, who's on 17 to 16. So he's on 1 and Ridley's on 5. So he's four wins behind. So well done, Ridley. Lucina's moved up 15 places. That's awesome. I just want to look to see who's taken a massive dive. No one really, but moving up there for Roy and Greninja. Also a couple of crucial wins for Roy the boy, of course, who is so far behind it's hard to see him. But by getting 2 wins makes that difference just a little bit better, and got his wins for the team, the Shroom Dogs, as well. And speaking of the Shroom Dogs, they are currently in 4th, so they've moved up 3 places, as well as the Gumtech. But in 1st place is now the Fossil Fuels, who are 2 points ahead of Cockadoodle Dudes. Moving down, sadly, the Red Robots minus 4 places, so heavy loss for them. The Energy Source haven't moved. They're still in the bottom. It's going to be a long season. But yeah, so there is the team standing. So fans for the Fossil Fuels, which is Mega Drive, and the Push Trap Patriots, you could be in for winning the Synergy Trophy. Which reminds me, I haven't looked at the Growth Trophy yet. Interesting. But it's going to be good for anyone who has Ridley, who currently is the most improved fighter, as he's moved up 25 places in rank, as well as Lucina. But we'll get to the Growth Trophy, because first, well, I'm going to skip the Crystal Leagues, because nothing really happened. Ridley now has 2. Captain Falcon has 1, and someone else has 1. Oh, Bowser maybe? Bowser or Lucina? No, Lucina got 1, so that's the Crystal League. Ultimate Dream Team, let's see how we're getting on. So from the Alpha League, Gizwu, you have taken the lead and moved up 3 places. Wonder why? Must be because of Ridley and those extra +5 wins that you've received for just picking Ridley. So Ridley with 5, Ness with 2, and Falco with 1 there was enough for you to take 1st place. By 2 points, as Third Lemon, the Fruity Fellas moved down to 2nd, who got 5 points in that. Ness and Captain Falcon fought really well, but not enough to obviously beat a star fighter. Also, that's helped you, Rachel, the pit crew, moving up to 3rd place. We have an all-girl top 3. Ladies! Let's go, girls. That's awesome. And in 4th place, we have Jimmy, who's moved down 1 place. Wasn't affected too much there. Ash, you've held on. You've moved down 3 places, but didn't have the best Beta League. Longboy Bob with a pretty good Beta League. Roy the Boy getting you an extra +2. And obviously Lucina as well, getting to the semi-final. So great results there for you, Bob. Chode, moving up 9 places. Chode. Nippleback had Ridley with 5. Bowser with 3 and Greninja with 2. So that's 10 wins for you just in that tournament. So excellent. That moves down OG Nathan, Rosie as well. You've gone down to 9th. Under halfway, Rosie. It's very unlike you. The Benny P and the Push Strap Patriots moving down to 10th. The Mighty Clark's Big Nath going down to 11th. But Jamie on a little bit of a comeback, moving up to 12th place. Slowly but surely. Unfortunately for you, back away. I'm gonna share this. I just received a text from you actually, Mac, and let's see how you've responded. Absolutely fuming, is what you said. I don't even know what that's for, but I can imagine why. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, Mac moving down to 13th, but Jordan moving up 1 spot on the Bundesquad in 14th, but down there at the bottom. And I don't know how you guys do it. Because in the first series, Wonder Boys, you come 1st. Team Nuggets, you come 3rd, I think. But here you are, in last place again. 2nd to last and last place again. Team Nuggets, 1 win. Molly, you need to stop letting me pick your team for you. No, I'm joking. I obviously don't do that because obviously I'll be on 0 points. You know what I'm like. But there is the Ultimate Dream Team standings. Good to see the top 7 all into double figures already. It's crazy that in 2 tournaments, Gizmo, you have 19. That's just blowing my mind. But congratulations. Let's look at the Growth Trophy, which I've not looked at yet. So there it is, Growth Trophy. In top place is Gizmo, obviously having Ridley has really helped and moved you up by quite a bit. So you've moved up 5 places. Chode is now in 2nd place with a really greatly improved team on plus 18. Mega Drive in 3rd. Fruity Fella's in 4th. Rachel moving up to the plus with the pit crew. Even though you've moved down, but you're still in the top 5. And like I said, you're still in the plus. Down there, the Wonder Boys, you've lost 20 Duckworth. Was it worth? It's not looking good, but at least you're not lost in the other one. So, but obviously still a massively long way to go. But yeah, there's the Growth Trophy. So same winner on each side at the moment, but obviously that's always bound to change with how people move around. So might not though. Gears, you might be walking around with like 2 trophies. Who knows? Anyway, finally, let me scroll down, and we look at, which I said we didn't look at last time, which is the Starfighter picks. So here we are. So obviously in the red on the left, where it says A1 was your Alpha League pick, and you can see there that we will rock you. Ash, you've got 5 wins for Steve. In the Beta League, the pit crew, Rachel, you've got obviously 5 wins for Ridley, and so did Gizmo as well. So at the moment, Gizmo, I think you actually have the most. Yeah, you've gained 6 extra points from your Starfighter picks. Now, let's not forget, everyone, that as of this is released on a Monday. As on the Friday, you get the fixtures for the next round, and then you have the weekend to pick your next Starfighter, which this shows how crucial that could be, because you could be really far down and move up really quickly just for picking the right fighter. So you can either keep it the same if you don't respond to me, but if you want to change and you're feeling your luck needs to change, then DM me. I will send out a reminder, of course. DM me and you can get all of that changed. But congratulations to our Starfighter picks for today. Mostly Ridley, and Roy the Boy also got 2, but Beta League, there's a lot of zeros. Actually, there's a lot of zeros in the Alpha League. I realise how difficult this is. But yeah, all great news. So I'm going to leave you guys, going to go past everyone's team. See, get all this backstage stuff today, and leave you with the standings once again. So that's it for the Beta League number 1. So our first 2 tourneys. That's an amazing word. Our first few tourneys are over. Alpha League 1 and Beta League 1. There are 8 of each, so we still have 14 tournaments left to go. So plenty to play for, and not to mention, obviously, there will be the Valiant League trophy as well, which is a knockout tournament. So won't be next week, but look forward to it when it does come, and I hope you guys have an amazing week. I look forward to seeing all of your beautiful faces at some point. And for now, Energy Scott logging off. Have a good day, afternoon, evening, depending when you're watching this. And take care of yourselves.